You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
How's it going, Days of Our Lives fans? So Brady Black is about to get hit by a stunner when his new gal pal, Ava Vitali, drops a baby bombshell on him. It's Belinda from Soap Dirt, and we're going to talk about the newest grandpa-to-be in Salem. If you are not following us, please click subscribe. All right, let's get into this. So things really went off the rails at the beginning of this week for Brady's son, Tate Black. You know, he already had a whoopsie and apparently got Sophia Choi pregnant. You know, then he tried to tell Holly he didn't know how it happened, and she gave him an eye roll. It feels like Tate may need a basic birds and the bees lesson about guy parts and girl parts and how they work and make babies when he says he doesn't know how it happened. He insisted to Holly they used a condom the first time he slept with Sophia, but then the night he called her Holly's name, it looks like there was some action happening before he gloved up, and slippery slope. Anyway, now Sophia is pregnant, and Holly asked the pertinent question, are you sure it's your baby? Tate says it is. Me, I'm not so sure. Maybe Sophia thinks it's his, because I still think Aaron is a candidate, because he and Sophia spent this evening alone having dinner, watching Netflix after Tate called her Holly's name and hurt her feelings, and Aaron had a crush on her already, and then he was trying really hard to tell Tate something before he left for Canada, but then he couldn't get it out. So I think it might have been that he hooked up with Sophia. We'll see. All that aside, Sophia has said Tate is the father of her baby. She planned to terminate the pregnancy. She doesn't want her college and career plans derailed. And Sophia knows Tate loves another girl. So while Brady was not home on the latest episode of Days, Holly busted Tate leaving with Sophia. And then when he chickened out on saying why, Sophia was the one who had to tell Holly she's pregnant. She's not, neither of them are very impressed with Tate right now. Meanwhile, Sophia's uber religious mom, Amy Choi, was grilling Ava about whether or not her daughter was working that day. She wasn't. She lied because she's sneaking out to get an abortion. And then Sophia walked up on them and she was icky, queasy, snapped on her mom, said she and Tate did more than kiss, and then tossed her cookies in the trash can in the square because morning sickness is getting to her. So Ava knew already that Tate had hurt Sophia, but I don't think she knew about this unplanned pregnancy. I'm like racking my brain, and I just don't think she did. Either way, Amy found out that her daughter is pregnant. Looks like Ava found out at the same time. And Sophia's mom insisted on hauling her daughter back over to Brady's place to tell Tate they are going to have this baby. Amy also says her daughter and Tate are going to raise this baby together. I'm expecting she might even demand a shotgun wedding, since I doubt Amy wants her daughter giving birth to a baby out of wedlock because she's so religious. So Ava's trying to get out in front of this to help and is going to talk to Brady. So we are going to see Ava go to her boyfriend, and the spoilers say she tells him something that changes his life forever. She is going to tell Brady that Tate got Sophia pregnant and that Sophia's mom is very angry at his son. And that should send Brady scrambling to get to Tate and find out what's going on and then advocate for his son. And how wild is it that if Amy pressures her daughter into keeping the pregnancy, that Brady is going to be a granddad? I mean, if you don't remember, Tate had a huge source, soap opera rapid aging syndrome. He was born in, I think, 2014. So Brady's firstborn Tate should be 10, about the age that they have Rachel Black now, and she should only be about 5. So the actress that plays Rachel, Finley Rose Slater, is 10 years old. The actor who plays Tate, Leo Howard, is a whopping 27 years old. And if you are curious, Eric Martsolf, who plays Brady, is 53. So yeah, he is plenty old enough to be a granddad. It's just the age gaps and the rapid aging syndrome is pretty funny with this situation. So back to the teens. Once Amy demands that Tate and Sophia keep and raise the baby, what is Brady going to say? What is he going to think? I'm guessing he'll probably want to ask Tate and Sophia what they want to do, but I think Amy Choi isn't interested in what they want to do. We're probably going to get a lecture about premarital sex, sin, and consequences. She is not going to care what these kids want or anything that Brady Black says unless he is agreeing with her. And I absolutely expect Ava to sympathize with the kids. But then again, Amy thinks Ava's a bad influence on Sophia. naturally, Brady's going to be shocked. And of course, Tate's mom, Teresa, is in prison right now. And I don't know if Amy Choi knows that or not. She's a new character, so we don't really know what she knows, but I'm guessing not. And she'll probably make a big deal out of that if it is news to her, especially if she finds out that, Brady and Teresa used to do drugs. I mean, Amy's not going to like any of this. And her daughter, Sophia, got pregnant by a boy whose mom is in jail and whose dad is troubled too. It's not going to go over well. This whole thing is just going to be an icky, sticky mess. Official day spoilers for next week say that Sophia gives Holly an update on the situation with Tate, and that means that she's still pregnant at that point. And by then, Holly is opening up to Doug 3 about all this stress. And official spoilers for 2025 we got from the press office say that Holly and Doug 3 are attracted to each other, and Sophia continues to be an ongoing problem for Tate and Holly. So this baby bombshell may push Holly in a whole new direction, while Tate is being pushed to embrace the fact that he's going to be raising a child with Sophia. And I do wonder if Amy's going to steamroll over Brady and tell him to get in line or get out of the way. I would also assume that, Amy may make accusations about his son taking advantage of her daughter, stuff like that. Even though, mind you, Sophia is actually the one who took Tate's virginity, not the other way around. And I kind of doubt Brady's son's going to speak up and say that to Amy Choi, but you never know, because Tate isn't always the brightest bulb in the lamp. But, saying that would only make things worse on Sophia and wouldn't change the reality of anything. So once the grandpa news spreads around Salem, that should be pretty interesting. Brady Black probably will not want Tate to be forced into a corner where he's got to be a teen dad, but what can Brady do? If Sophia has no choice but to go along with her mom's demands, then Tate is also stuck. And just to remind you again, the law that they are quoting about needing parental consent to terminate a pregnancy in the state of Illinois just does not exist. This is not a state where a minor needs permission. There is no parental consent or notification law in that state. Days is being sloppy, because they decided they wanted to do this teen pregnancy and abortion story and either didn't do research, didn't care, or thought that fans were dumb and wouldn't know what the laws are. Anyway, I do think Brady wouldn't mind being a granddad, but not under these circumstances. And another 2025 spoilers from the PR office, they tell us that Ava and Brady continue to get close this year. So I'm guessing this teen pregnancy storyline is one of the many things they bond over while Ava is there and supporting Brady, Tate, and Sophia during this crisis.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.